Welcome to the Akashic Library.
Today, we're going to break down this one huge and kind of painful mistake that so many of us make when we're looking for love. It's a mistake that's so common, we've actually been taught to think it's not just normal, but romantic.
Okay, so let's just start with a number that might make you sit up a little. 90%. That's roughly how many people are making this one critical mistake in their dating lives. And a lot of the time, they don't even know they're doing it.
So what is this mistake exactly? Why do we spend so much time and energy chasing people who just aren't that into us? As we're about to see, the reasons for this are buried deep in the stories we tell ourselves and the very first lessons we ever learned about love.
The solution, when you see it written down, sounds almost laughably simple, doesn't it? Just, only get involved with people who are super excited about you right from day one. But if it's that easy, why does it take most of us so long to actually get it?
To really understand why this is so hard, we have to start by looking at the stories we've been fed about love our entire lives. The scripts we've been following. Well, they might not even be ours.
Think about it. Our culture has basically trained us to believe that a great love story isn't about two people finding an easy, mutual connection. No, it's about the struggle. It's about the heroic effort of winning someone over who seems totally disengaged.
And this is not a new thing, at all. For 2,000 years, our most popular love stories have been all about the chase. The person being pursued is always amazing, but there's a problem. They're married, or they're sworn to God, or they're just too proud. The whole point of the story becomes the pursuit itself, not the actual partnership.
But it's not just these big, epic stories from culture, right? It gets way more personal than that. Let's see how all this connects to our earliest, most formative experiences, because these stories often mirror what happened in our own lives.
Because the way we first learn about love, the way it feels to us, that all starts with our very first relationships, with our parents or caregivers.
So if the people who were supposed to teach us about love were, maybe they were unreliable or just distracted all the time or depressed or emotionally closed off, we might have learned a really tough lesson, that love is something you have to earn through sheer persistence. You just have to hope that one day the person you adore will finally turn around and decide you're worthy. And what this does is it leaves us with this deep-down, subconscious blueprint where the feeling of love gets tangled up with the feeling of not being quite good enough. So we grow into adults who are, without even realizing it, drawn to that old familiar feeling of being put on hold, because that's what love felt like in the first place.
Okay, so we've got these ancient stories and these deep childhood patterns. How does that mesh show up in the modern dating world? Well, you see these old scripts playing out every single day, on dating apps and in brand new relationships.
You've probably heard these before, right? I really like you, but I'm just so busy for the next month. Or I'm trying to decide between you and a couple other people. Or maybe there's a big career move on the horizon. They all sound like reasonable excuses, and we might even try to accept them. But what they really are is classic signs of a lack of genuine enthusiasm. And they put us right back in that old familiar spot, waiting and hoping and trying to prove we're worth their time.
And it's not just what they say, it's what they do. Or what they don't do. When your totally normal need for attention gets called intense, that's a huge red flag. It's a clear sign that you're trying to get water from a stone. Okay, to cut through all this noise and confusion, we need a serious wake-up call. We need a powerful, brand new rule to guide us. It's time to stop playing a game that we are pretty much designed to lose.
Because look, life is already complicated enough, right? Building a life with someone is tough. You've got to deal with money and maybe kids, intimacy, friendship, the whole shebang. Your partner's basic commitment to you shouldn't be the first obstacle you have to overcome.
This is such a simple, perfect, modern litmus test for real interest. If someone is consistently hard to reach or makes you feel like you're just one of their options, that is not a signal to try harder. It's a giant flashing sign telling you to walk away. It's just about having basic respect for your own time and your own energy.
Let me say that again, because if you take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. The only worthwhile lovers are those who don't need persuading. The right person for you is not going to need a sales pitch. Their enthusiasm will be obvious, so you can both get on with the real work of building a life together.
So here's your new filter. It's a simple, three-step process. First, learn to spot the people who are wishy-washy or inconsistent. Second, and this is the hard part, get them out of your life immediately. Stop making excuses for them. And third, focus all your energy on the very, very few people who show up with what the source calls native enthusiasm. That is a genuine, unforced excitement to just be with you.
So let's end on this thought.
Take a minute and think about it. Not just in your love life, but in all your relationships. Who is meeting you with the same energy and conviction you bring? Who is truly at the table, happy and excited to be there with you? Because that, right there, that's where real connection and real love can actually begin.
Most dating mistakes don't come from bad intentions, but from unexamined habits. In the next video, we'll look at why being single might actually make you better at love.